Gut, dann willkommen zurück. Wir machen einmal Rast und gehen dann weiter. So, zumindest wieder eine gute Moral. Vorräte haben wir ja zurzeit, das ist schon mal ganz okay. Dann mal los. Game Trail. One of a few gathered hunters says, looking at a beaten path of grass. No telling what we might find down it, but it'll find some stomachs. Let the hunters hunt. Make a wager for who brings back the biggest kill. Oh, das wäre eine Idee. Milito, cool. Ach komm, aber muss man die Leute mal ein bisschen motivieren, ja, oder? Everyone in the group starts smiling, tossing coins in a purse before heading down the trail when it merges. 2 hunters sprint left, and 3 think the center trail looks promising. You consider what to do. Search the ground for any clues. Follow the hunters to the left. Follow the hunters down the... Ja, wir suchen ein paar Spuren, würde ich sagen, ne? The other hunters took paths with clone hoof tracks. With a chance you could kill the largest hog among them. To the right are rabbit tracks, and possibly something much bigger, but it's hard to tell. Hallo? Irgendwie hatte ich gerade einen leichten Sprung. Naja. You consider what to do. Follow the hunters to the left or the trail. Ja, wir gehen zur linken. The 2 hunters who came this way are working together to take down a large boar. They handle the dangerous beast deftly with a few arrows and a spear. Though you could keep looking, besting the kill by yourself could prove fatal. The other hunters are later returning and 2 of them are helping the third. The man's leg is bleeding but it will heal. Didn't see the other male coming. One hunter says, just glad we all got clear. The 2 hunters split the winnings and drills are shared while the injured man's leg is mended. Later, the entire caravan enjoys the stories of the hunt while feasting. Na also. Once you cross the opposite riverbed, the wind ceases to cut through the humid air. The darkening sky lets loose its veil and soon fat drops of water turn the dirt path to sucky mud, slowing the caravan. Cloaks are pulled overhead, children and animals are wrangled near the carts. Sieht irgendwie ulkig aus. I was hoping to avoid visiting this part of the kingdom for at least a few more years, Prince Lunan says. Achso, stimmt ja, andere Stimme. At least others have had the sense to abandon the cesspool. As arrogant as he sounds, he's right. There are very few signs of life around you, yet you still feel like you're being watched. The lowing of the usually quiet yokes indicate the beast's difficulty pulling the carts. You are up to your knees in it when a scout comes to you. Found some stone markers that led us to a few paths of solid ground over there. He points while shouting over the yokes, uneven and bumpy but easier than this. Stone markers? Yeah, the man says, don't look natural. Don't look like much of anything else either. Just some stones marking a path through this place is all I can figure. You would ask Trigby, but he's nowhere around, probably out gathering mushrooms. Ich hab so das Gefühl, das wird übel enden, aber wir versuchen es. The caravan changes course slowly, but you soon see the low stone markers. Oh god. Some with sticks tied around them. The caravan picks up speed over the lumps of packed ground under a child screams. You rush back to see the boy being pulled out of a hole in one of the mounds you crossed. Inside you see blackened, rapid bodies buried only inches beneath the bog. You're walking across a burial ground. Ich hab's sowas befürchtet. The governor is suddenly by your side. You've led us through a hallowed marsh of cracksmen? He shouts. You ignore the voices, chiming in with the cowlers and focus on moving the cowl quickly away. Ah, verdammt! They are all around us, shouts a man near the edge of the caravan, and we are stuck in this mud. Cracksmen have encircled you. Their leader steps forth and shouts, "There's no price but blood for crossing through the land of our dead." Shouts ring out. They are preparing to attack. Wir können ja mal versuchen, mit denen zu sprechen. As fast as the attempt to fall ranks, you rush forward in diplomacy. Arrows litter the field around you, selling you back almost immediately. However, your attempt encourages those around you who had a bit more time to prepare. There are more of them than trained fighters with you, but smart tactics could still win the fight. Many of your clansmen will die unless you are victorious. Na toll. Aber ich habe eh nicht so viele Clansmen. The whole bog seems to move with approaching cracksmen. Eirik, the warden from Strand, says, "I know this sounds mad, but they're bringing battle-trained beers. If we weaken one, I can make it ours." He smiles at your confusion. Ask the governor of Strand. They are helpful in certain situations. Hackle grows. We could lose our lives, and he wants a new pet. You consider what to do. Ja, wir versuchen. We need to clear the battlefield except for one beer, the one says. Then leave the rest to me. That's crazy, but okay, okay. Ich hoffe mal, das funktioniert. Also, Eirik ist auf jeden Fall dabei. Brauche aber auf jeden Fall Hakon oder so. Ich bin mir gerade nicht so sicher, ob Ottlife mir da so hilft. Ich weiß nicht. Na doch, wir versuchen das so. Was heißt das jetzt? Die sind alle 1 minus, also Bewegung minus 1 würde ich sagen. Okay, was haben wir denn hier? Venom, Slack and Burn, Trap an Area, laying down codes which do once to establish a skill. Rockroller runs through. Runs for enemies to an armor breakdown. Okay, das kenne ich noch. Also du auf keinen Fall da hinten. capture it if it is the last enemy unit. Das ist wichtig. Gut. Auch du gehst zurück. Wir verlagern uns erst auf die hier. Auch den da hinten. Er bleibt besser da. Ich weiß nicht, wie weit die schießen kann. Leave the bear to me. It's all for nothing. Ja, ist okay. Was hatte ich nochmal zur Auswahl? Bring Fail. Oder er soll ich angreifen nächste Runde. Ja, gut. Okay. Ja, ich muss es versuchen so. Ah, das war effektiv. Tell me what's next. So, du gehst dahin. Weil. Der kann Willenskraft brauchen. Jawohl. Ich würde sagen, den erledigen wir jetzt. So, sie kann... Ah, sie muss nur einen Schritt gehen, okay. Das heißt, wer ist danach dran? Wieder hinten, ne? Alle beide. Danach kommt der Bär noch... Ah, das könnte übel werden. Und danach ist die dran, okay. Zwei zur Seite... Reicht, wenn ich da hingehe. Ist doch richtig, ne? Ne, ist nicht richtig. Ach, ich kann doch einfach... Wir machen das alles. Die kann ja nicht angreifen. Oder ich mach direkt... Ah, das geht weiter. Nee, das machen wir erst, wenn die anderen kommen. Moment. Das ist der nächste. Dann kommt der Bär. Dann war hier hin. Zwei weg. Er lebt noch. Er lebt nicht gut, aber er lebt noch. So. Das kann ich leider noch nicht. Aber mir fällt gerade auf, ich muss dann mich auch gleich mal bewegen. Sonst wird das ein bisschen schwierig. Ja, war zu befürchten. Wie weit kann ich schießen maximal mit Tail? Alright. Ach, das ist genau außerhalb. Ja, wenn das so ist. Ach, war zwar. Ach, ich hätte die hier noch ein bisschen verstärken können. Oh. Einer weg. Ey, lass die doch mal in Ruhe. Ach, Mann. Ja, gehen wir mal dahin. Was brachte mir Call to Arms nochmal? Ich habe das noch nie ausprobiert. Ja, kann ich noch draufsetzen. Das ist doch gut. Dann kommt jetzt Eirik. Und sollte den eigentlich überleben können, oder? 34 Wal habe ich verloren. Boah, das ist heftig. Das hätte ich jetzt nicht gedacht, dass ich so viele Wal verliere. Vor allem deutlich, ja, deutlich mehr als jeweils Fighter und Klassen.
Baldringer's flame welcomes endless war. But why?
Even now, the petrified flames ward off our wall friends. Was ist das jetzt? Placed upside down in the ground, the petrified roots of giant tree reach towards the sky. All the while, including Ivor and Hakon, have separated from the caravan temporarily, giving Valdinger's Godstone a wide berth. The giant's presence is missed as you continue to feel watched. Erstmal hier. Not much, but enough, this god says. These flames symbolize Baldringer's love of fire and war. The first meal are meals to the second. While the Vaal were dominating humans in the first great conflict, it was Baldringer who gave the loathing side fire to combat the giants. You hold up your hand to hold the storyteller, listening through the veil for anything that might be following you. Hearing nothing, Alir resumes holding the gaze of his audience. Humans praised Baldur for the gift of fire, but the god only desired more war. He points towards the distant shapes of the Vaal. When the giants and humans found peace, the godstone fell from grace. It looks to continue keeping the land scorched. Perhaps its shadow can still kill. Ja, wird's all. Against Alios wishes, you walk directly into the shadow of the Godstone's gnarled roots. Many clans will guess, not care for your disregard. The gods are dead, you remind them. Oh. An arrow suddenly sinks into the ground near you. We are under attack, shouts Alio. Shields come up and fighters join you as you charge the enemies cloaked in the storm. Ach, Mist. Sowas musste ja jetzt wieder passieren. Aber diesen Kampf, den führen wir in der nächsten Folge.